Good afternoon and welcome back to Planner Craft. We just wait for a few people to join us, but in the meantime I thought I'd pop up the little inspiration image for you to have a look back over from this morning. Hello to Tracy. Okay, we should be getting a few people back now.
Overhead?
Yes, please. Okay, so in the break I have added a few more die cuts to our piece, and I've also gone round my embossed vellum with some Tattered Rose distressed stickles. So my usual gems that I was going to use for this aren't quite the right shade for the glitter card, whereas these were a tad closer. So now I just need to do my sentiment panel to go on top. Now if we were to go for putting the sentiment down here as in the inspiration example, I would use the top paper to bring that through to the bottom. But obviously if we're going to stamp, you don't want to be doing that with embossed paper. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to do my sentiments up top, and I'm going to use the shimmer paper up here to bring the bottom to the top.
Zena says hi.
Hello Zena!
And Tracy says, I saw the rotor trimmers, we have some like them, whether they are expensive.
Yes. Yes, that's the only thing. I can't find a kind of budget version that is even anywhere close. But the trimmer is one thing that is worth investing in, because you want something that is going to cut to the true 90 degrees. And I have to say the rotor trim is the only one I've had where I've actually found that happens. So I've had guillotines, I've had the old like Fiskars style trimmers, but this one is the only one that I'm actually 100% happy with. My mum has the caterpillar, so perhaps she might give me a bit of a review on that one in the comments if she's listening. I don't know if she's back yet, so I'm sure he's going to pop up a comment when he sees Mum pop in. So I'm going to come back with the...
Can't you do all of that on the scan and cut?
Which? Oh, the trimming. It depends. If you're going edge to edge, I wouldn't use your scan and cut. So you should always keep within your... So if you know that you're going to cut something that will fit within your card, yeah, that's fine. Use your scan and cut. But if you're, cropping and actually going edge to edge, I won't do that with scan and cut.
Carol says hi.
Hi Carol! Okay, so I've brought in some more shimmer card, and I have here...
And we have another Tracy with an E. Saying, I love my caterpillar but wish it had a bar to hold the paper down as it moves easily.
Yeah, that's the only thing I thought about it, but I've barely used mine, which is why I said Mum would probably be better off giving you a review on that one. So I have...
And Karen agrees.
I have here some sentiment stamps. Now this one is from Creative Expressions, the Big Ideas stamp set, and it's really good because it's got all these little thin sentiments, and there's some really unusual ones as well. So you can have sending smiles across the miles. You've got some really funky things like fabulous looks good on you, wishing happiness your way. So the idea being that you use one big stamp and one little one. So it is a cool little set for doing lots of different things. So you've got retirement, anniversary, weddings, just sending little happy notes.
So it's only because I spent a lot of money on the scan and cut to cut. Well, And we have Nuala.
Yep.
Hi.
Don't know if your pronunciation's quite right there.
No, I apologise if it's not. I've never been the best with my pronunciations. And the thing is, I agree with both Tracy's.
Okay, so this morning we were stamping in the rose gold ink, and I'm just wondering whether I should try foiling this bit. Nah, it's going to be too much hassle. So can you just pass me the ink pads back, because I passed them over there, didn't I? Okay.
There you go.
There you go. So did you all see this morning's episode before I get too far?
I don't think everybody did, because we've got some people here around here this morning. Unless they've caught up in the brick. You never know.
So what I'm going to do is...
So it says foil would stand out.
The foil would stand out.
Halfway through it.
I just cut myself a 2-inch strip to work for my sentiment strip.
I think this is no Shinsi this morning, Karen says no Shinsi this morning. Do you want me to pop up my Pinterest to quickly see?
Yes, very, very quickly pop up the inspiration image. Wanna come back?
We should be back. They will be shortly. What you lost?
My stamp platform, which is what? It's grown next to next wall.
And behind you, scoreboard.
Is it hiding behind there, is it? Naughty. There we go. Pop that there. It's not too far away. Oh! So if you're not a member of the group already, please do join. There's 3 questions that will ask you, and then you basically agree to the rules of the group.
There was no sound during your little bit with that on, because...
You forgot to flip it back up.
Flick it back up.
Oh no! And go on, Ian. Do it all over again. Go on. There's the bit of paper.
That means nothing to me, dear. Go on.
Okay, so what I was saying was the show today was actually voted for by the group. So I put a few pins up that you could vote from, or you could choose something else from off my cardboard. So the graphic I showed you basically was a breakdown in the actual card design, because what I pinned things for is never what they actually look like they're pinned for. So when I was looking at this particular card, I was looking at playing with embossing folders with it. Okay. What's the big long?
The big one's Carol says, thanks to Ian, I've now scanned in my geisha girls into canvas. I have then decided to cut round it from direct cut, and I'm busy at the moment trying to make a Japanese inspired card and trying to write happy birthday in Japanese.
Ooh. Let me know how you get on with that one in the scan and cut. Because it doesn't really do Chinese or Japanese characters, does it?
Sorry, I forgot to say hi. That's alright, Karen. Karen says hi.
Hi! Right, so I'm just going to pop the first line in. Now, because we've used 2 shades of ink in my flower, I'm going to use 2 shades of ink in my sentiment. So I'm going to start off with the lighter colour for the bolder sentiment. I'm just going to move that out of the way because it's still drying a little bit. So the lighter colour is the rose gold. For those of you that haven't watched this morning yet, this is the Spectrum Noir Rose Gold pad.
It's the Midas collection.
Yeah, Midas collection, yeah. We might take a couple of impressions.
I quite like with the flower where you didn't clean the stamp between, you still got the impression. So you got like a bit of rose gold coming through the...
Yeah, but with sentiments you need it to be a bit more precise.
Your mum's just joined us.
There's something you wanted to ask, Mum, wasn't there?
They've already had the discussion now, she's missed it.
Okay. So, just going to quickly wipe off the ink off this one.
Cara says she's used a Zig calligraphy pen on paper at the moment, not tried in Affinity or Canva.
Affinity you should be alright for, as long as you know where your characters are, or draw it with pass, take your pick. So I think I'm going to go...
Tracy's very pretty good as they are. That was where I was up to around the stamping part.
Oh dear. Hopefully, that's right. And I'm going to use the grid on my stamp platform just to check that I'm level. If I'm slightly off, I can always tweak it. Because they're narrow, it can be quite easy for them to bend. So it's a good idea to use your grid for this one. But you can also do funky things with them, like curve them around circles or frames. And I'm going to go for the blush this time. And it's one of those where you want to lightly ink the stamp and do more impressions to avoid smudging. And I'm not pressing very hard. So a little bit more on that happy. There we go. So that's the blush rather than the rose gold, so it's slightly deeper and slightly pinker.
Yes, Tracy, it is nice to see some new people watching the stream today. And yes, they've well, we hope they learn something. Yeah. But, depending on who's doing the stream, if it's me, it's probably how not to do something. There's the ice cream man again, regular as ever.
Anyway, you weren't doing that bad. You knock yourself too much. Just because canvas crashes on you, it's not your fault, is it? Huh?
Yeah, Mr. Whippy again. Yeah.
Just because it needs a bit more of a scrub, kitchen towel won't do. So use the bamboo.
I got them in yesterday. It's somebody else's turn today. Karen started getting the 99s in again. Karen said she'll have the 99s.
Oh, with raspberry sauce. Mind you, after some of the tales I've seen about the ice cream vendors locally, I think no, it's okay. I can wait.
What's a 99? It's a cone with a Mr. Whippy ice cream on the top, usually with a flake, if you're lucky. And they used to cost 99p, hence they were called a 99.
Yes, they don't anymore.
You're lucky if you get one for less than that these days. And sprinkles, yeah, sprinkles and sauce depending on.
Raspberry sauce.
Yeah. Used to play with you after school, didn't I?
You did. That used to be my after school treat, that did.
Yeah. See the ice cream one? I used to buy Natalie ice cream. £1.99 with this one, sprinkled. And the raspberry sauce. There you go. All those years ago. Now your mum's going, that's why she took so long to get out.
More often than not, I think I came home wearing it.
But yeah, so they cost a £40. Yeah, you're lucky if you get them for £2-3 these days.
It's terrible, isn't it, really, how much it's gone up. Okay, so now that we've stamped our sentiment, I'm going to...
Fuck, I was saying, you sentimental fools.
Just going to give it a quick dry. Okay. I'm suddenly wondering why I brought up the file for the next one, and I'm thinking, hang on, don't know I need to put this bit. Let me go home. Okay. That's going to go straight over the top.
Tracy says school sweetheart, hey.
Yeah. Well, I was. You weren't so convinced, were you? Okay. Just because it moved on me this morning. Give it a good clean. So there's two ways we could do this. We can pick a shape and then use background scan to cut our sentiment out, or we can go to direct cut and then apply a shape to it, which that would work great if all I'd stamped was the big word, because that's all one block, so in which case your shape would go all the way around. But because this second line of text is all separate little shapes, we then try to apply that little shape to each individual letter, which isn't what we want.
Okay, I was asked, do you wipe your mat each time you use it?
I do at the moment, because I keep forgetting to put my cover back on because I'm naughty.
It is quite an old mat as well, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. If it's a brand new mat, I will keep the cover on it and behave. But with this one, it's heading on its way to the mat graveyard, isn't it?
The roll is just a lint roller, Karen. So
yeah.
You just use because it's an artistic mat, you just use a lint roller on it and it brings the tack back.
And it gets all the paper fibres and stuff off it.
Yeah.
So it's cool. So I'm going to go into pattern, and I want something a bit more ornate, I think, so I'm going to go into the frames section, and I'm going to go down to the second page, and at the top of the second page you've got some interesting little frame shapes and solid shapes that you can use. So I think, looking at my design, I'm going to go for ARK018.
Oh, there you go. So first for Karen. It's the first time she's heard that, so thank you.
That's good. Yes, never use a baby wipe on an artistic mat, they don't like them.
No.
So I'm not bothering to set my size at the moment, so I'm just going to go into set just so it's on that.
I need to do camera adjustment then, because they can't see. So hang on, let me just swap views for me, so I can see what I'm doing.
Okay, I can wait. you want me to go back over that again? I'm happy to. There's no rush, is there? Because Pete's not on at 4 today, so I can take my time. Do you want to go back that way a little bit, so it's a bit closer to the screen? And tilt it down a bit that way. Okay?
Yeah.
Hopefully you can all see that okay, just give us a thumbs
Should
up.
be able to when it moves. So excuse the... I do try and do it nice and slowly so you don't get all motion sickness.
So I'm just going to go back home and start from scratch, okay? So we're going to go to pattern. We're going to go into our designs. We're going to go down to our frames. We're going to go down to the second page, and I'm going to pick this one out here, which is ARK018. Now, because I'm going to do a background scan in a minute, and rather than me struggle to try and measure this, I'm just going to let it go in its default size, so we can go OK and OK again. It does that in case there's multiple pieces to your pattern, but there's just one on here, so you can just go OK and ignore it. And set.
Cal was asking if we're showing off our prices again. It's sat on the top of it.
There you go, in. You can model.
How's that for a segue for me, Afghan? So what Cal is referring to is on top of the scan and cut here we have our prizes that we are offering in a a competition that we're holding on the scan and cut group. We're asking you to create a piece of artwork that has been inspired by something either we've done or that you've done during lockdown. And if there's an album on the group where you can put your photos and you pop them in there, and we're giving you to the end of the month, so you've got to the end of May to put your designs into the folder, and we have a few of these to give away, and they are unique to Plannercraft. You won't get them in these colours anywhere else, so they are a lovely bright pink, and Carl has very kindly done them for us and donated them as prizes for us to give away. So you have the universal pen holder and the Sharpie pen holder in there, and we'll be putting some extra little bits in there with them as well. So those are there, and if you do want to enter the competition, please do. And again, thank you to Carl for the donation. That's me done for a bit anyway.
Okay, so I'm going to do a background scan. Okay, so now we're going to go into edit, and we can bring it in roughly, go to OK, we can zoom in and we can go right into 400%, which is really useful. So we can go and remember we always resize from the centre, so by the looks of it our shape is going to have to stretch this way but keep the same height that way. So we can go OK. Now that's interesting.
What?
Won't let me press the button to stretch it.
So we're too close to the top, you're going to have to move it down and then do it.
Nope, not make a difference. Ooh, change your plan.
Greyed out.
Yeah. In which case then, I will go back and I will do it with basic shape then instead, because it won't work otherwise. So let's go for heavy there.
Cal asked if you broken it.
No, basically because it's a design in the machine, it's trying to be clever and lock it so that you don't distort the shape, which would be great if it was something that was built up of lots of layers, but when it's just a frame shape like that, it should be quite easy to stretch it. And it wouldn't have the problem if you'd bought it in by SVG, which is pretty weird. But for now, I'll stick it in an oval and be boring.
Karen says it's a good price.
It's a great prize. I was quite choked up when they arrived, weren't they?
You are?
So, yeah.
Oh.
I'm just going to delete the original shape. Bring that one back over the top, and I'm just going to reslide it down. That's all. Okay. Go back into the 400. Okay, it needs to be slightly longer that way and slightly shallower this way.
Karen seems to have lost us, but I try to refresh your browser because sometimes it just pings back through. It's all running okay our end, so hopefully.
Okay, so hopefully that's stretched it. Still need a little bit more. Might just go up that way. Okay, zoom in again.
Okay, Teresa says it's okay, Noz. No. The long distance is working. It's the UK that's struggling today.
Okay, so I'm just going to go okay once I've got my alignment sorted, and okay again. And we cut this card earlier, so we know roughly what size it is.
6.
Or what depth forever, not size. Oh dear, the heat's getting to me now. And we're going to get it going. Moved again. Moved again. You know anything?
New mat required.
Yeah. It's a good job there's one on the way.
There's two hung up on your door.
Oh. Can you change it, please? I don't know if it's the heat getting to it though as well. It's certainly getting to me, but it's getting a bit warm up here. There's not a lot we can do about it. So, to save us redoing all that, I'm just going to chop it there.
That's DX. Don't want that one.
Nope, definitely don't want the DX one.
That's checking.
I'm not using the DX.
I know, we should really do some more with the DX.
Yeah, we should.
That's a brand new artistic.
Okay, now we're going to need to be really clever now. Okay, so brand new mat. This could be fun. Whatever you do, don't press down too much. Just going to bring this right down the mat.
I'm coming back to comments now, so if there's anything that I missed, I apologise.
Now,
Carol
bear
says
in
she
mind
takes it down long.
what I said about not going around the edge of the card. I'm now going to have to misbehave on a new mat. So,
Difference between the DX and CM cutting mats is the markings at the top, and at the moment DX mats only load from the top.
Nope.
The artistics ones.
He does a DX duo that
Yes,
will
but
load
the
both
standard
ways.
ones at the moment
Yes,
only load from the...
Yeah, the standard ones will only load from one direction, but if you go for the duo instead, it is the better option because it will last longer.
Yes, and load from both ends.
Yeah. So I'm going to do my background scan again. zoom in. I'm going to go right to the 400 straight off. I'm going to bring my oval in, and this is where I hope it gets it smack on, because that is not bad positioning if I do say so myself. But you're relying on that being aligned to this, and it's not always 100% accurate. I'm going to go okay, cut. No. So you can see the difference easily between a new mat and an old mat. Okay. So you can see it's very, very slightly out, but that is not bad going. Okay. I'm certainly not about to try and lint mould a brand new mat, because that's a really bad idea. So,
Put your disc off back on it there.
yeah. So, I'm going to unload it.
Can you finish the machine for a bit more?
For a few moments, yeah. So you can rotate it back to overhead if you want.
Bear with, or we just our camera back to our overhead view.
Okay. So just to try and reuse some of this glitter card, I was going to see if I can actually do this in any way that I can still get a border around the outside, but looking promising. So I'm going to grab the other piece, which is just here. Okay. You know what I said about I'm not going to use it for a minute.
Oh, don't say that, just put your camera back.
That's okay, I can talk through this bit. So I'm just going to try and flatten my card a little. So next I'm going to go in with some glue. What's that?
Cameron's saying, oh, Natalie Ballard has legs on today. Good shot. A brief flash of your legs there. Rotated the camera.
In my shorts.
In your short. Just to prove that you're not just half a body behind a desk.
Yeah. I'm not just disembodied arms. What was it? Robo arms, wasn't it? Let's just get that glue off there, just so.
Blooming dogs are at it again.
Okay, so because I want to do an offset around this, I'm just going to bring it in quite a bit. Let it stick for a minute. Now, in an ideal world, if you could say that you got that square on, you could actually do an offset on your machine to a certain extent. However, the better option, usually, is to do a direct cut.